All right. Classes and sessions make some comic books. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter, 31% away from where I want to be. So buy yourself some books. We got textbooks, we got comic books, we got art books. It's all up there for grabs. As we move on to the next 2 pages of the AracKnight Chapter 3, we've done 4 pages so far today. In class, we'll do pages 5 and 6. The previous 2 chapters are available. Well, Chapter 1's available in the Faro's Lounge store. So make your way over there, little fuckers. Anyway, we opened up with a little overview of Empire City. We showed some of the minions for Dr. O searching through the sewers. And they are attacked by a killer croc-like creature, which is our lizard. He kills 2 of the guys. One hits him with the stun gun. So Dr. O wants him as a specimen. We cut to the city where Oscorp Tower, where Peter Parker and Ned Leeds are going to interview with the mayor. The commissioner is on hand. He gives a little layout. We start to give a little layout of who the Sinister Six are. How they were the architects of Empire City, and how they were long believed dead. We suspect these men who have started a cabal dedicated to either draining Empire City or drowning it. Long believed dead. They were the architects of this city, who were believed to have been killed during the last phase of construction. Due to the amount of damage and lack of access, they were all presumed crushed and consumed. They were glorified merchants, day laborers with a hint of promise, and I gave them the opportunity to be part of something great. Something that not only would be the salvation of Empire City, but a step into the future, to benefit all of mankind. Before Peter get a picture of the mugshots, it is wiped away by Norman, who moves another image into the center of the holographic console. The Mars colony was just the first steps. I present to you Oscorp Station. Ned Leeds will say, is that the Baxter building? It was. With the previous owners of the Baxter now on a mission to Mars, I was able to acquire it at quite the discount, which is important as to what I have planned. Gentlemen, you are looking at what will become the first orbiting sustainable skyscraper, a building capable of traversing the globe, bringing Metropolis to the masses, without the traffic or the commitments, completely free of Earth and Empire City. So Norman Osborn has this idea of the inverted skyscraper, a skyscraper that can travel the planet. Now, the idea is that Peter and Norman will have their moment now. And I think what I'm going to do with these next 2 pages is have Norman kind of dismiss Ned and have a little heart-to-heart with Peter. You want to have a little go-between what will be our Batman and Joker of this story, you know? The plan is to tether it to an asteroid in orbit and construct the towers from both sides. Eventually, we can control the speed of the orbit, positioning the entire corporation wherever it need be. Talking about the savior of civilization beyond our walls, plus coastal access to rare minerals without the red tape. Well, there's always a bonus. Well, you'll need the best architects for that. What are you implying, boy? Nothing, sir. I'm merely saying that something along this magnitude would require the best minds and bodies. Are you sure those types wouldn't have reservations about working with you? Since, remind me again. Are you the reporter? Oh, sir, that would be me. My colleague here raises a point. Someone was willing to use a lot of advanced tech to get your attention with regards to the Mars colony. Which brings us back to the list of suspects. All science projects aside, Mr. Mayor, if you had passed the shoe. Commissioner Stacy, with a flashing of his hands like a holographic car dealer, flips the images of mugshots onto the screen to show off the list of suspects going after Norman Osborn in Empire City. We see the images of Dr. O, the Vulture, Electro, Mysterio, the Sandman, finally Kraven. Commissioner Stacy goes over each man's skill set. We don't see them as their eventual supervillain alter egos. We see them early on as their normal pre-villain personas in mugshots. We have the ringleader, Dr. O, master of nanotechnology. Every single gadget and every single drone in Empire City bears his stamp. He could be watching us right now. Next up is Adrian Toombs, hover technology, electromagnetic genius. He's the reason Empire City floats. Maxwell Dillon, the lead electrical engineer. Flint Marco, the union delegate. He provided all the construction materials. Quentin Beck. He provided all the construction materials and manpower. and manpower. Quentin Beck, chemist, roboticist, illusionist, and a first-class psychopath. Finally, we have Craven. So Peter trips. He sees Craven on the screen, makes a bit of a flashback. Commissioner Stacy, Ned, and Norman all turn towards Peter. You know him? Not personally, Commissioner. I know of him. I did some globetrotting a while back. And he has quite the reputation. He was also the only survivor. At least that was the original story. We cut to the next page. The holographic images disappear as the four men continue to discuss the matters at hand. You boys will have to forgive this old warhorse. He's still in the trenches. Paranoid and delusional. I believe this was all the workings of one man. Spiderman. Some trust fund punk with too much time and too little supervision. Then explain the ransom note, sir. More mere dramatics. Ransom note? Commissioner Stacy shows the ransom note to Ned, which is a mere cryptic mess of images that spell out the words, "To the Goblin Mayor. Redemption is coming." With a marked signature of the Sinister Six Spectre-type logo, in the ink and imagery, we can almost make out the demonic face of a goblin. Tell me, Norman, if you're the target of some punk, what is this redemption he is alluding to? I'd like to remind you that I'm on your side, and I'm here to help. Whoever is trying to razzle you will not stop at the Morris colony. Once you're ready to talk, I'm ready to listen. In a skyscraper attached to the ground, preferably. So Commissioner Stacy slips out because in his mind, we're given the idea that as an old detective, he knows they're being watched. And he gives a little allusion here. By the way, Mr. Parker. Yes, Commissioner. I really admire your pictures. It's his way of saying I got my eye on you. You know, you have fun with the words. Old school, a little noir in here in our futuristic Empire City. Ned and Peter follow Norman as the Commissioner leaves them alone. And now, gentlemen, as promised, your private tour of Oscorp's latest wonders. Not wonders, let's go with innovations. In the empty office of Norman Osborn, we see a small paperweight slowly start to quietly buzz. Quietly buzz. S effects of the buzzing. Always underline your S effects. Annoying. There we go. Closing into the paperweight, we see it as transformed into a nanobot, which is recording information and images around the office. S effects of the nanobot recording and replaying the previous conversation. Gentlemen, you're looking at what will become the first orbiting, sustainable skyscraper. A building capable of traversing the globe, bringing Metropolis to the masses, without the traffic or the commitments. Completely free of Earth. An Empire City. We pan out to the back of the sinister villain's chair, as Dr. O is observing the goings-on from Norman's office. We see Commissioner Stacy's intention was correct. Dr. O is watching. We can't really see him yet, but we give the illusion that he's like Dr. Lovelace from the Wild Wild West, as he has no legs and is attached to an apparatus that provides his lower half. Okay, so we're doing pages 5 and 6 today. Let's go through our notes real quick. If there's anything we play around with. Dr. O can even get his revenge in the end when he injects Norman. Let's not worry about that now. We do a throwback later on to where the formula for Dr. Parker is discarded was shot by the chameleon. Essentially the formula that he threw into the sewer. Yeah, okay, we did that. That's where we brought the lizard in, so we get rid of that. Now, as Dr. O fails to get Peter's blood, he will then have a backup plan for the lizard. We can either open with this shot or close with this shot. So we open with it, so let's get rid of that. We can have a poster referencing the super soldier formula where I can show a shot of Captain America fighting alongside Indiana Jones. We're doing that already. That is in production. That is on the Jose Varese cue list. In the Horn of Atlantis. Spider-Man can be booby-trapped and sucked underwater where we make a water helmet with his webs. I can use that. Ignoring the ransom but tripling up the security left the rest of the city vulnerable, so he was able to plant his nanobots all over vital parts of Empire City, which he plans to destroy a la Final Fantasy VII. All right, good. Osborn stole Dr. O's tech and turned on him a la Magor the Cruel. We got to bring that up. Maybe we'll bring that up now. Thinking that's where we're going to play right now, around this realm. We will get into the detective part of our story between Peter and Uncle Ben and his first encounter with Norman Osborn, which we're doing now. Dr. O could kidnap or threaten Uncle Ben. At first, Peter may taunt him, and then Dr. O will show him a video of a sniper target on Ben while he is out grocery shopping. So Peter will have to comply and get something for Dr. O, either his blood or something for the lizard. All right, we'll get back to that. All right, kids, let's do some mining. Let's do some fucking writing. Let's move what's left of our notes to the end of page 6. Yeah. All right. It's always the boring little busy work, but we must do it before we say screw it. And what we do in every class is we mine the comic books. We mine the comic. We go through the classic order in order to play with the idea of coincidence. That's something that we pull from each issue, whether it's a little detail or an idea or even a line of dialogue. We use it to mine and put into our new modern day comic book story. Almost like an all-star Superman version of Spider-Man. All-star Spider-Man. We're busting out all the villains. We're creating a little universe. We're universe building. We have a backstory for our city. We have fun with this. We bring in little Easter eggs of the rest of the Marvel Universe. And that is that. So what we have here is we showed Dr. Octopus, Dr. O, watching in his like Dr. Claw, go-go gadget villain's chair. So the idea is now, do we jump to our next scene? Or do we do a little interaction between Peter and Norman? Because we know that Dr. O is watching. So fuck it, we can do some exposition here. Ned could trail off. So let's go through this and see if we get an idea. We're going to mine Amazing Spider-Man issue number 59, April 1968, the Go-Go 60s, baby. This was one of my favorite issues growing up. I actually have a piece of art here from a Go-Go club with a Spider-Man theme. It was the very first piece of art I ever bought, so I love this shit. Let's do some fucking mining, people. Nope, we need to go back. All right. The brand of the brainwasher. All right, so we're still in the Stan Lee era of Spider-Man. Stan Lee pretty much writes the first 100 issues, so our first graphic novel is going to be based on the Stan Lee writings. Spider-Man's jumping around, he's getting shot at. He is still a fugitive because he helped out Dr. Octopus. He's got to shoot some webs at the cops. He's got to leap around. Right now we have him in the Peter Parker phase. He gets to the hospital, directory of patients, crawls across the wall, crosses the shafts, Die Hard style, into the janitor's closet. And there is Aunt May. The doctor is going to yell at him and say, "Look, you little bastard. Why the fuck have you been taking care of Aunt May? You're a little prick kid. You know that?" So what happened here? I'm Peter Parker. Parker, we've got half the force looking out for you. According to the Daily Bugle, you were captured by Spider-Man. Why did he do it? To lead to his hideout. It was blindfolded the whole time. So Spider-Man and see, we've come into the part where Commissioner Stacy and Peter Parker have met. He made a little slip up about Kraven, so we're going to capitalize on that now. I like the little slip up. I'm George Stacy, young man, captain of the police, retired. When last seen, Spider-Man claimed to have lost his memory. Do you know anything about that? Yes, sir, he did have amnesia. That's how Dr. Ock convinced him they were partners. When his memory returned to him, he set me free again. Why did he capture me in the first place? I was on picture taking assignment for the Bugle. He saw me following him and thought I was an enemy. So Peter's just backing up all his fucking stories. It's annoying when you got to say all the lies and all the bullshit. Commissioner, this is the report you've been waiting for. Looks like your questioning is over, son. So there is a commissioner, but we're going to make Stacy, the commissioner, he's our Commissioner Gordon of our Batman-esque Spider-Man fucking universe here. Tells Spider-Man to contact me if he wants. So now, Captain Stacy's kind of following him. Another batch of the most dangerous mobsters in town has been released on bail. Oh, we got a corrupt judge, ladies and gentlemen. I spent quite some time studying the career of Spider-Man. Since you have the chance to observe him firsthand, first, this is my house. I'd like to show you something inside. There's... Oh, wait, I thought he was going to show him Gwen Stacy. Every film ever taken of the masked mystery man. After constant viewing, I've concluded he's quite youthful and highly intelligent. He is implying, so we're going to need a scene here where Commissioner Stacy can have a little interaction with Peter Parker. You can have some really good go-between if you can have fun dialogue. There is Gwen Stacy. Ooh. Even old police warhorse like me was once young myself. It's a beautiful thing, you know, when you read the old days before Gwen was killed, but then they brought her back as a clone, and they killed her again, and they brought her back as fucking Spider-Gwen. Harry, look what I found. Oh, they went down to the Coffee Bean. Oh, the whole gang's hanging out. Everybody's having a good fucking time. Harry with his Brillo-pad fucking hair. What about Mary Jane? Oh, shit. She's doing the Gloom Room a go-go. So Mary Jane is dancing around. We find out later on who is the guy running all this brainwashing equipment. They're going to bring people into the fucking club. They're going to brainwash these motherfuckers. That's right. We're going to brainwash them. That's right, see? Give up all the problems. All the things. So the problem is I think George Stacy ends up going in, getting fucking brainwashed, and then he ends up doing some shit. Then we got Mary Jane dancing. So now we can have a scene here if you want to cut. If we want to cut to our next scene, where we have Mary Jane dancing at a club, we can do that. Again, the idea is you can go your own path when you're writing. This is how we mine. This is my master script. You can go off my master script. You can write your own script. So Mary Jane gets the job. The idea is that they're going to use cameras, and every time they take a picture of somebody's face, they're going to get fucking brainwashed. Now, you can have a cool scene where you can have all these characters out at night. You can have your fucking museum scene from like Batman 89, where Norman Osborn fucking attacks. You can have the Joker. We can show the origin of Norman Osborn here. The idea is we're looking at the comic books. We're trying to come up with our own ideas. Everybody's looking good. The idea is we're showing everybody having a good fucking time. Mary Jane's looking good. Everyone's looking good. I actually commissioned another Mary Jane and Gwen piece with a Japanese theme, so I'm very excited to get that started, which is inspired by reading these Spider-Man comics again. I had a girl working for me. I met her at Osaka Comic-Con, and I commissioned her to do this. You know, you got the girl, Millie Alcock, who was on House of the Dragon. She's playing Supergirl, so I was going to have her do a really cool, mature, Khaleesi Supergirl with a fucking Brainiac dragon. I might have Jose Varese do that instead. Now that I'm thinking about it. Jose Varese, been a long time since Jose Varese has done a fucking dragon. Alright, the Brainwasher. He's gonna go look for him. Captain Stacy's being fucking evil. He's gotta beat the shit out of him. The problem is when he beats the shit out of him, Gwen fucking sees and blames fucking Spider-Man because they always gotta write Spider-Man in these conundrums. He beats the shit out of a bunch of guys, throws him down the fucking stairs. Mary Jane's gonna be a fucking costume fucking hostage. She looks hot in her fucking dress. He's crawling around. He's beating some people up. And would you believe it's the Kingpin running all this shit? Before he became a Daredevil iconic villain, he was a Spider-Man villain. We didn't get much out of that other than the idea of having a cool nightclub scene. But what we're going to have right now is we cut away to Dr. Octopus watching, observing. We know he's watching. We let the cat out of the bag there. We went for the cool artistic scene, the nanobot. So now, we cut back to Norman walking with Ned and Peter as they enter a glass enclosed sky tower that overlooks the heart of Empire City. Peter snaps some pictures while Ned looks on in awe. Quiet in awe. Not quiet awe because he's going to talk. Okay. Close up on Ned and Norman. We see a beautiful Daryl Hannah with a throwback to Gordon Gekko. Daryl Hannah like assistant. Escort Ned away as he excitedly follows. Checking his camera, Norman leers in on Peter like he is inspecting him. Close up on Peter and Norman, sizing each other up. Like I said, we could change this, but we're playing around with a layout, with an idea of a layout. We can always mine multiple comic books. We cut back to Norman walking with Ned and Peter as they enter a glass-enclosed sky tower that overlooks the heart of Empire City. Peter snaps some pictures while Ned looks on in awe. Norman. And right here will be the new setup for monitoring the Mars colony. Each pane of glass will transfer multiple images from the surface to the horizon, giving us all the data we will need to begin the terraformation. Should they, of course, make it intact. So be the gods. Now, Norman could say something a little cryptic and annoying, maybe kind of like a dick. He's walking them in and he's showing them what's going to become the Mars monitoring tower. And right here will be the new setup for monitoring the Mars colony. Each pane of glass will transfer multiple images from the surface to the horizon, giving us all the data we will need to begin the terraformation. Should they, of course, make it intact. So be the gods. So what will Ned say? So he's showing off what's going to become their Mars monitoring station. He's getting them away for a little bit, it's the end of the tour. We're jumping to the end of this particular tour. We're not showing off anything else yet. We need to get Ned away so that Norman can have a quick moment with Peter here. This is our Norman Osborn Peter Parker page. Ned leads. Huh. And how long until you plan to break ground on the Oscorp station? There we go. So Ned will jump in about the Oscorp station. And how long until you plan to break ground on the Oscorp station? Or break orbit? Close up on Ned and Norman. Close up on Ned and Norman. All right, let's get that little space. All right, Norman, let's say. Here's my Patagon. That, my friend, is still a project in progress. So I will appreciate you not offering that little morsel up for now. I still have much planning. And all attention should well be, and all attention should be on the colony and its progress. But I'm being rude. But I'm being rude, Ned. Perhaps my assistant. But I'm being rude, Ned. And we've been walking quite a while. Why not allow my assistant to show you? Why not allow my assistant to give you a tour of craft services? Why not allow my assistant to give you a tour of craft services? You see a beautiful Daryl Hannah-like assistant escorting it away as he excitedly follows. Ned. Oh, well. I mean, hey, Peter, don't tell Betty. Or the boss. That just gets Ned out of the way. Oh, well, I mean, hey, Peter, don't tell Betty. Or the boss. Checking his camera, Norman leers in on Peter like he is inspecting him. This Spiderman has been quite the lucrative business. This Spiderman has been quite the lucrative business for you. Excuse me? You recognized Craven. You recognize Craven. Just get right into it. You never need to fucking dance with him. Checking his camera, Norman leers in on Peter like he is inspecting him. This Spiderman has been quite the lucrative business for you. I don't like excuse me, that's boring. Excuse me. Peter has got to start fucking catching this, you know? This Spiderman has been quite the lucrative business for you. Well, he makes headlines. And JJJ has a hard on for him. You recognize Craven. Close up on Peter and Norman sizing each other up. Do we want to put more dialogue here in panel 4? Or should we just add more panels and them just going a little more back and forth? Checking his camera, Norman leers in on Peter like he's inspecting him. Spiderman has been, you know what? I don't like the craft services. That's boring. And we've been walking quite a while. Why not allow my assistant to give you a tour of craft services? And then have one more line in here. And Daryl, on the way back, make sure to give him make sure to give him the scenic tour. And Daryl, on the way back, show him the new gliders. I'd love his opinion. I'd love his feedback. It's a little bit of an Easter egg allusion to the idea that Ned Leeds becomes the Hobgoblin one day. So we'll throw that in there. This way we have a little fun with the panel. This way it's not a throw. I hate throwaway panels. They piss me the fuck off. We see a beautiful Daryl Hannah-like assistant escort Ned away as he excitedly follows. And Daryl, on the way back, show him the new gliders. I'd love his feedback. Oh, well, I mean, hey, Peter, don't tell Betty. Or the boss. Don't tell the boss. Or Betty. I like Betty after the boss. Oh, well, I mean, hey, Peter, don't tell the boss. Or Betty. There we go. Checking his camera, Norman leers in on Peter, like he is inspecting him. This Spiderman has been quite the lucrative business for you. Well, he makes headlines. JJ has a hard on for him. You recognized Craven. Close up on Peter and Norman sizing each other up. There we go. Let's have some fun here. Let's do some fucking vibe play here, boys. I did. He's not known in many circles. At least not to the ignorant. He's not known in many circles. At least not to the ignorant. How did you come across him? He's not known in many circles. At least not to the ignorant. How did you come across him? Peter's going to catch himself and try to dance around and say, I didn't. He worked with my parents. I lied. He worked with my parents. Is that right? Yeah, they're sizing each other up in this fucking scene here, you know? Just face to face, Empire City all around him, standing there at the fucking thing. Let's get some goodbye play here. I did. He says, you recognize Craven. Peter will close up on Peter and Norman sizing each other up. I did. He's not known in many circles, at least not to the ignorant. How did you come across it? I didn't. I lied. He worked with my parents. Is that right? So his picture in their diary. You don't have to play ignorance with me. You don't have to play ignorant with me, son. So I will ask you man to man. You don't have to play ignorant with me, son. So I will ask you man to man. Is that right? I didn't. I lied. He worked with my parents. Is that right? Saw his picture in their diary. Saw his picture in their diary. You don't have to play ignorant with me, son. So I will ask you man to man. I can't guarantee that I'll know you're lying. I can't guarantee that I'll know you're lying. So I guess that's on you. So we're going to do a close-up on Peter here. Close-up on Peter Parker trying to show his poker face while he waits for Norman to ask him. Close up on Peter Parker trying to show him his poker face while he waits for Norman to ask him the inevitable question he is waiting for. He assumes Norman will ask him if he is Spider-Man. Do you work for Dr. O? Look, wait, what? Close up on Peter Parker trying to show his poker face while he waits for Norman to ask him the inevitable question he is waiting on. He assumes Norman will ask him if he is Spider-Man. Do you work for Dr. O? Do you work for Dr. O? Look, wait, what? All right, we're up to page 6 now. But we can add another panel because that's a conversational page. There's no action on there. We could throw in a panel 7 there if we want to do one more, unless we like the way it's the symmetry of it. We have a close up on Peter's face. We got Peter and Norman sizing each other up. Norman leering in on Peter. You need another panel here because there's a lot of leering. So we have to add something more here. Ned and Norman. We see it is the Mars Colony Control Center, which is in progress of being completed. There we go. We can do more with that, and then we can have the panels. You can have kind of like you could pepper the panels in over the overview of the Mars, like the Mars Control Center. I'm still thinking we might just throw in one more fucking panel here. I didn't. I lied. He worked with my parents. Is that right? Saw his picture in their diary. The idea is Norman should intimidate Peter a little bit. I don't want Peter to always be so fucking James Bond confident. The idea is Norman caught him off guard. Now he's gonna fuck with him a little bit. Is that right? Saw his picture in their diary. You don't have to play ignorant with me, son. So I'll ask you man to man. I can't guarantee that I'll know you're lying, so I guess that's on you. Do you work for Dr. O? Look, wait, what? Okay, so we're going to take our notes here. We're going to fucking have Norman Osborn lay some shit out. He's just going to look Peter in the eyes and decide he's going to fucking trust him with something. So we're going to move our notes here to page 6, at the end of page 7. And I'm just getting something right here. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling something right here. I want to just do some fucking dumping right now. I want to do just fucking Norman Osborn laying shit out. Unless, do we want Peter to come back here? Do we want to bring Peter back here? And Peter could watch the tapes. See, this could... Or we can have Dr. O. We can have Dr. O attack right now. See, I'm playing around. We're playing around here. We've got Peter Parker and Norman Osborn in the fucking Sky Tower. We've shown a little nanobot out there in the fucking distance, fucking around, watching the situation. This could literally be Dr. O laying the whole fucking thing out right now. Ransoming the mayor, ransoming Peter Parker. Not even mentioning fucking Peter in the situation. He could just be fucking with Norman Osborn. And he could make an illusion. He could say something like, boy, the best advice to you, we may have a job for you. I mean, he could fucking do it right here. We could fuck with his page 6. I'm feeling something here. Why just keep dragging this shit along? We're doing it All-Star Spider-Man style. We're fucking having some goddamn fun here, making these fucking comic books. We've got Norman and Peter in the fucking control center. It's not working. It's not up and running yet. Remember, we said it's in progress. We got a nanobot right there. And the idea is he doesn't have a lot of them. He just basically, he could lay some shit out here right now. He could warn Peter. I mean, this could be the scene right here. Fuck it, let's do it. Can do it. Let's do some mining first. Couple of pages. We got the Kingpin is the guy behind all the brainwashing. You know how I feel about brainwashing storylines. They're really annoying. Peter Parker's going to fight the fucking Kingpin. He's going to throw his ass into a fucking tower. They haven't fought in a while. He jumps on his fucking head. He gives him the old Hurricanrana. The brainwash is there. He grabs him by the fucking legs, throws him into the fucking wall, cannonball style. We got some fires. We got some things. Everything's going off here. But he left the brainwashing equipment. The problem is now he's brainwashed. Everyone's dancing at the club. Gwen's there. Mary Jane's there. Harry's there. They can't find fucking Spider-Man. He's brainwashed, but they don't know it yet. So now he's going to go there. He's going to reveal all these fucking secrets. I can't stand amnesia stories. I can't stand brainwashing stories. They just get away with too much stupid shit. And they never any repercussions. But Peter's all fucked up. So now he's got to go, and he's got to go fight. And they're going to fucking beat the shit out of him. And now he's having bad dreams, that George Stacy. He's dizzy. He's riding his bike. He's knocking on the door. But then what happens is that fucking all of a sudden stupid George Stacy attacks him. And then he says, boom. And he goes to fucking fight him. What were you saying about Spider-Man? It involves Spider-Man. There are always incidents occurring in places like that. People sometimes too much celebrating. And their tempers flare up. I went backstage to take some picture and discovered there had been a fight. What does that have to do with me? He knows he was brainwashed. He goes to beat him with the fucking cane. He knocks him over. Gwen's pissed. Get the fuck out, she says. That's why I always hate these stupid fucking Three's Company sitcom fucking storylines. I don't like brainwashing. I hate using brainwashing. Unless you really can write it right. Who the fuck knows? You use fucking, the gangsters come in, they beat up, and they destroy the apartment, which makes fucking Harry hate Peter some more. I'm not going to lie, I was never a big fan of this particular issue. If we're being completely honest, just because of all the brainwashing bullshit, Spider-Man's got to crash in, he's got to beat up the gangsters, George Stacy cracks him over the fucking head again, which means I got to figure out some way to zap his fucking brain to get him out of the brainwash. He gives him the fucking pictures. Now he's in the goddamn fucking jail. I hate this stupid fucking issue. But we know what we're doing anyway. So before we even get to this one, let's get back to here. So where do we leave off on page 5 here? Guy, wait, what? Suddenly, oh, I got to do all that shit again. 1 second. I got inspired here. I got inspired by reading that annoying issue that I didn't like. Because in the next issue, it's still like Gwen and fucking George Stacy. They're kidnapped by the fucking Kingpin. He's gonna drop the big stupid fucking vat of acid on their fucking head, James Bond style. You know, it's that hoo hoo ha ha ha. You're never gonna get there in time bullshit. I can't stand that. Never been a big fan. If we're being completely honest with each other, I think I know what I want to do with this fucking page. I've been wanting to show what happens to the Sinister Six for a while. The trope would be Spider-Man would come back, access the mainframe, but fuck it, let's do it right here. Suddenly, all the controls go wild. 1 second. Let's do one more panel, like I said. One more fucking panel up here. We see the nanobot. Fucking goddamn bugs. We see the nanobot that was in the office has entered the Sky Tower, having followed Peter and Norman. The nanobot exerts a small pincer like key, like a scorpion tail, into an open circuit. There we go. SFX of the nanobot exerting its pincer. You don't need any dialogue there. All right. Suddenly, all the controls go wild, and the Sky Tower screens go blank and fuzzy. SFX of all the circuitry going haywire. We hear the voice of Dr. O over the haywire. All right. He's going to fucking show right now. He's going to show right now how Norman took out the Sinister Six. He's going to reveal Norman. He's going to blackmail him right here. Peter's going to happen to be over there. While Norman nearly loses his balance, Peter stands strong and goes to snap pictures with his camera. All right. See, what I like here is the first screen will flash and show the demise of the vulture. The second screen will show the demise of Mysterio. The third screen will show the demise of. You have to keep, the demise. You have to put the little quotation marks. The attempted demise of the vulture. Electro. The fourth screen will show the attempted demise of Sandman. Final screen will show the attempted demise of Dr. O. Let me make Norman an evil motherfucker. Suddenly all the controls go wild and the Sky Tower screens go blank and fuzzy. SFX of all the circuitry going haywire. We hear the voice of Dr. O over the haywire. While Norman Lear nearly loses his balance. Peter stands strong and goes to snap pictures with his camera. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Before you start snapping at alarms, and bravado, let me be clear that this is a private performance. This is a private channel. I used Before you start snapping at alarms and bravado, let me be clear that this is a private channel. I don't have much time. So please do not interrupt me. I used the ransom on the Mars colony to study your security response. And I have placed what I have left of my nanobots. And I have placed what I have left of my nanobots all over your tower. So that I could show you. What I plan to show the world. Which I then used to infiltrate your tower. I have placed what I have left of my nanobots all over your sacred shrine. To your greed and gluttony, so that I can show you what I plan to show the world. Alright, boom, blackmail. Blackmail the son of a bitch. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. And before you start snapping at alarms and bravado, let me be clear that this is a private channel. Fucking goddamn bugs. Get out of here. This is a private channel. Oh, I don't have much time, so please do not interrupt me. I used the ransom on the Mars colony to study your security response, which I then used to infiltrate your tower. I have placed what I have left of my nanobots all over your sacred shrine, to your greed and gluttony, so that I could show you what I plan to show the world. So we're going to show this, but before I forget, once the screens stop flashing and everything is back to normal, Spider-Man will locate the nanobot and try to shoot a web. He can't shoot a web. He's Peter Parker. Forgot about that. Peter will locate the nanobot and go to grab it when it explodes. A mini explosion. Like Mission Impossible self-destruct mode. We can even show several explosions all over the building, showing that all the nanobots are self-destructing. Dr. O has what he has, and he blackmails him. So now let's write these death scenes real quick, or these attempted death scenes. We'll have some fun with it. The first screen will flash and show the attempted demise of the Vulture. We see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam that suddenly ignites into the sky, taking him with it, as it is out of control. He is wearing an early makeshift version of his harness suit. But it doesn't save him. At least that's what the footage will show. We get to do a little Hans Gruber thing with Dr. O. Adrian Toombs. Empire City was built with our hands. And upon completion, You plotted and nearly succeeded in executing us. Empire City was built. I'm gonna kill this fucking bug, will not go away. Empire City was built with our hands, and upon completion, you plotted and nearly succeeded in executing us one by one, using our own creations against us. Do not deny these allegations, as you were the only one with access. You hunted us down. You wanted us wiped out so that we wouldn't steal your secrets. So we wouldn't. You wanted us wiped out so that we wouldn't spread our secrets, or perhaps use them for our own gain. We don't need the "you're a liar," you know what I mean? It's just boom. The second screen will show the attempted demise of Mysterio. We see him being ambushed. We see him being ambushed in his special suit by a pack of his own robot laborers. SFX of the tearing apart of the man in the spacesuit. Like pawns on a chessboard, you used us to steal fire from the heavens. The second screen will show the attempted demise of Mysterio. We see him being ambushed. We see him. I like this. We see him on what looks like a floating asteroid. With his robot assistants. We see him being ambushed in his special suit by a pack of his own robot laborers. SFX of the tearing apart of the man in the spacesuit. Like pawns on a chessboard, you used us to steal fire from the heavens. Cogs. Cogs in the machine. There was plenty of fortune to go around, Norman. But you had to be the monster. The third screen will show the attempted demise of Electro. He is in the center of a large energy apparatus. What looks like the heart He is in the center of a large energy apparatus, what looks like the heart of the project. He is holding onto a set of large cables, and he is being electrocuted. We see him in agonizing pain. His skeletal form lighting up the screen. SFX of the pain and electric shock torture. That would be underlined. Dude, I'm having fun with this scene here. I'm having fun with this. Is like a horror movie right now. Oh, this is Dr. Rowe. Like pawns on a chessboard. Uses to steal fire from the heavens. Cogs in a machine. Knights. Knights. And magicians. For your cosmic castle. There was plenty of fortune to go around, Norman, but you had to be the monster. I've waited a long time for my vengeance. I've waited a long time for my vengeance, Norman. But I, but I am, as always, waiting. Waited a long time for my vengeance, Norman. The fourth screen will show the attempted demise of the Sandman. Final screen will show the attempted demise of Dr. O. But I, like everyone else, unless, unless he could take the money, which is again, he already hit him for the money. He already hit him for the money. We've got 3 more screens to show off here. We've got 3 more. He's threatened him. He's already said to him, we built this fucking thing for you. You wanted us wiped out so they wouldn't spread our secrets. Or perhaps use them for our own gain. I like that. Very Magor the Cruel, baby. Magor the Cruel. Like pawns on a chessboard, you used us to steal fire from the heavens. Cogs in the machine. Knights and magicians for your cosmic castle. There was plenty of fortune to go around, Norman. But you had to be the monster. So I waited a long time for my vengeance. It's cheesy. What are we doing with that? The Mars colony. You know what? Let's mine another comic book. We've got 3 screens. We're showing Electro getting killed here. We're showing the Sandman. We don't even need to say anything about it. We're just showing him getting fucking executed. You know? Getting torn into a fucking sand thresher. Unless we're showing Dr. O normal. We can have Norman talking back to him. What do we want to do here? We could blow up fucking Oscorp Tower right now. We're saying, like, self-destruct mode. I like this. Okay. Here we go. My nanobots are set to self-destruct. We are planted all over the building. He already told them they're all over the fucking building. And we shouldn't tell them that they're set to self-destruct. Like pawns on a chessboard, you use us to feel fire from the heavens. Cogs in the machine. Knights and magicians for your cosmic castle. There was plenty of fortune to go around, Norman, but you had to be the monster. In your efforts to cover up our executions, in your attempts to play God, I am here to tell you tonight that you indeed succeeded. You have created, in your efforts to cover up our executions, in your attempts to play God, I am here to tell you tonight that you indeed succeeded. You can't shake, it's the line I always love to use. You can't shake the devil's hand and say you're only kidding. In your efforts to cover up our executions, in your attempts to play God, I am here to tell you tonight that you indeed succeeded. You can't shake the devil's hand. That you indeed succeeded. But this is just the beginning. It's the line I've used it in my Faro comic book. It's my favorite line. But this is just the beginning. You can't shake the devil's hand and say you're only kidding. The fourth screen will show the attempted demise of Flint, Marco, Sam. We see him horrifically shredded to near pieces as he falls into a sea water thresher, energy thresher. We see sand, blood, and screams. in a swirl of gore. We see sand, blood, and screams in a swirl of gore. SFX of the sand, blood, screams in a swirl of gore. Douche, LaRouche. All right, we need 2 more lines here. And we want to figure out how much do we want to kill Dr. O completely, have his body severed here? Or do we want to sever his body at the end of this novel? He's just like a normal fucking dude. He could be a normal dude that uses. No, he's got to be cut in half because he's got to be really fucking bitter. Fourth stream will show the attempted demise of Flintmark the Sandman. We see him horrifically shredded to near pieces as he falls into a seawater energy thresher. We see sand, blood, and screams in a swirl of gore. See, before I write the dialogue here, when I'm thinking for Dr. O, we see an entire lab collapsing and flooding on and around him with several glowing specimens collapsing upon him. Basically burying him alive and under water filled with radioactive material. Like uranium. Or plutonium. Or both, and more. Boom. SFX of all the flooding, collapsing, and smashing. All right, so we need 2 more lines. Let's mine 1 more comic book. Since I gotta tell you, I'm not really a big fan of this particular story arc. Gwen's pissed at fucking Peter because Mary Jane was working at a club, took some fucking pictures, and now George Stacy's all fucking brainwashed. The gangsters working for the Kingpin are coming after Peter Parker because he takes pictures of Spider-Man. So they beat the shit out of Harry Osborn and broke up the apartment. So everyone's fucking pissed at Peter. He's still brainwashed. He's fucking dizzy. He says, don't blame fucking Peter. It's all a big goddamn waste of fucking time. Peter's avoiding everybody. He's swinging around the fucking city. He's jumping here. He's kicking fucking gangsters upside the head. I think the only cool thing, if we see it here, I'm hoping we see it here to get something out of this issue, is after Peter beats the shit out of all these gangsters. The one cool thing I remember the Kingpin having was he had this like hideout that faced the city and it would change. It would like rotate. Maybe that's in this issue. So there's Harry and Mary Jane. They're all getting together to bitch about fucking Peter. Mary Jane's like, Harry, you're kind of ugly. I'm not really into you. The fucking club is closed. Uh-oh. The legend of the Green Goblin. This starts to trigger his memory. So actually, all right. So we're getting something out of this now. We're showing that Dr. O is fucking with our guy Norman Osborn. Threatening to show off the truth. That he had them killed. Peter is there. So what we're going to have now is Norman doesn't necessarily know that Peter is Spider-Man. We're not there yet. He'll deduce it maybe later on. I don't want to give that away yet. It's too easy to keep giving it away. Norman, we got the Kingpin now and Norman Osborn. I'm kind of liking this. It goes into our blackmail. So actually, it's funny how it all coincidentally lines up. But is he blackmailing him for money? Or does he want the Oscorp station? That's what he wants. Fuck it. The Oscorp station. You know what? Fuck it. We did some mining. The Kingpin is now going to blackmail Norman Osborn. I like this. We just got I love it. Now is not the part where you offer me gold bullion. Your word has no credibility. I planned to expose you to the city tonight, but then you offered up this new gift. No one will say, gift the Oscorp Tower. The Oscorp Station. I want it. And I want you to build it for me. Gift the Oscorp Station. I want it. And I want you to build it for me. I guess we'll call it even then. I like that. He's fucking just full on threatening him. And I got that idea by looking at the Kingpin fucking being the one that blackmailing fucking Norman Osborn, brainwashing his ass, hiding behind that whole thing. I love it. The Oscorp Station. I want it. And I want you to build it for me. I guess we will call it even then. And Norman will scream out, "You can go to hell." The final screen will show the attempted demise of Dr. O. We see an entire lab collapsing and flooding on and around him, with several glowing specimens collapsing upon him, basically burying him alive and underwater, filled with radioactive material, like uranium or plutonium or both and more. SFX of all the flooding, collapsing, and smashing. Oh, I like how we're ending this fucking page, dude. I've already been there. You should know. You're the one who sent me. I've already been there. You should know. You're the one who sent me. I look forward to checking in for frequent progress reports. Oh, he fucks with him. He says, "I'm watching you. I've already been there. You should know. You're the one who sent me. I look forward to checking in for frequent progress reports. Good day, gentlemen." Good day, Mr. Mayor. Once the screen stops flashing and everything is back to normal, Peter will locate the nanobot, go to grab it. When it explodes, a mini explosion like Mission Impossible will self-destruct. Oh, that's beautiful. Dude, pages 5 and 6 kick ass. We have literally fucking Dr. O using a fucking nanobot. He's following Peter and Ned. Norman and Peter are just about to have their little fucking showdown there and fucking question each other. And Dr. O comes in and fucking shows the images. The images of fucking Norman Osborn fucking get rid of the fucking Sinister Six. Apparently, of course. And we'll bring it up later on that the boys are still alive. When he's talking about you created a monster, the idea is that he's just talking about himself. But he'll reveal in the end when he's in prison or dead or whatever the fuck we do with him at the end of the fucking next chapter or this chapter, the end of our story. He'll say to him, the rest of them are coming. Something cool. The Sinister Six, the Spectre. So we did good today. This was fucking good. Let's finish this comic book because as much as we hated the story, it gave us the idea to help us finish the fucking page. Look at that shit. Gangsters getting together. Harry Osborn. Norman Osborn's flipping out, which we did here in this issue. That's the trouble, son. When I saw the Green Goblin papers, we're slowly going to turn him into the Green Goblin. When Spider-Man fought him, beat the shit out of him, and now Spider-Man's doing his shit, putting on his gas mask, leaping into action, yelling at fucking Jonah, changing his voice, jumping here, jumping there. Gwen Stacy, George Stacy, everyone's here. It's a sting. It's a showdown. But what's going to happen is they're going to tie him up into the fucking basement, do the old-fashioned James Bond, put the stupid thing over the fucking thing, and you got to get there in time. It's the video game. This is essentially, if you ever played the Spider-Man video game for Sega Genesis, this entire issue is what it was based on. Norman comes in. I forgot about this. It worked. When his gas failed, the surprise threw him off balance until you have a one. Turn around, look at Winkler. I thought, what? Has Winkler gone mad? I've got to do something. So the people that are working for Norman were secretly working for the Kingpin. And we got that idea, and we used it for our crazy story. So Norman tackles him. All this shit goes down. I tried to help, but I might have made things worse. My head is throbbing. Oh, him leaping into action triggers the old responses. And now Norman's going to flip out and slowly but surely become, once again, the Green Goblin. Now here's the best part. The cover I'm going to have for this story that we're writing right now, the screenplay, is going to have the Gwen Stacy Slave Leia cover with the Frozen Goblin. I'm working on a Slave Leia Medusa and Frozen Black Bolt for the Spider-Man 4, the AracKnight 4. And it's funny because Medusa shows up in the next issue. We're not going to use that now. We are done with class today. May fate decide your fortune. If you enjoy it, buy a textbook. Better yet, contribute to the new Kickstarter. And the 31%. Peace, love, war, refresh, all that shit in between.